In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to control the delivery cart using the gyro to solve the first part of the out-of-control mission. The delivery cart from the Out of Order lesson is possibly my favorite robot out of the Spikes Prime set. It's different because it uses a large motor in the back to swivel and steer the robot and creates a new way to move and steer different from the typical Lego robots used in FLL. The mission for the delivery cart has two parts. The first part is to have the cart go straight towards a barrier and stop in front of it. The second part is to have it stop at the barrier, make a reverse turn, and head off in a different direction. The mission provides programs to run the robot, but they don't quite work. The student is supposed to find the problems and fix the programs. However, I'm just going to show you a better program to use. The first problem with the delivery cart is it rarely goes truly straight because of the natural wiggle in the rear motor. The wheels can create enough drag to cause the robot to veer to the left or right, so getting it to go straight towards the barrier you build in the lesson is nearly impossible. So I want to get the robot to drive straight, and for that, I'm going to use the robot's gyro. To begin with this program, I'm going to need two events. The first event will be when the program starts, and then when and I'm going to select right button is pressed. So when the program starts, I need to set my movement motors to A and E, which are the medium motors attached. C is the steering motor, the large one. I'm going to set my movement speed, and 50% is good because we are using a sensor, which it helps to slow the robot down. But then I also need to set up my steering motor, which, as we said, is motor C. And I'm going to set the speed to about 30% because I don't want it reacting too quickly or harshly. And then finally, I need to actually have C go shortest path to position 0 because I want it to be lined up to go as straight as it can from the beginning. Because I'm going to be using the gyro, I want to set the yaw angle to 0. And then finally, just to let me know the program is ready to go, I'm going to turn on the lights on the screen. And for this one, I'm actually going to change it to a number 1, just so I know that it's doing the first part of the mission. And so let's actually see what it looks like when I run just the when program starts. You can see on the cart, I've got the driving wheel angled way off to one side so that you can see when I start the program up, it will center itself. And then there's the number 1 that tells me it's ready to go. So now I'm ready to create my gyro straight program. And to do that, I actually need to go into control and start with a repeat until command. And inside this hexagon, I have the robot going until it gets close to the wall using the ultrasonic sensor and stopping. So under sensors, you'll see that there is a ultrasonic hexagon shaped command that I can place inside that box. The box gets bigger to fit it, and B is closer than, and in this case I'm going to say 20, and I'm going to set it to centimeters. And then when the robot gets to that distance, I'm going to want it to stop, so I'm going to go into the movement and select stop moving. And so now I just need to create my gyro program to run the robot straight. And for that, I need to go back into control and bring in a true and false command block. In this hexagon, I need to set it up for the gyro sensor to stay on a path of 0. And so to do that, I need to actually go to the operators, and I have greater than or less than choices. It doesn't matter which one you go with, but I'm going to choose a less than and set it to 0. And that'll be for the gyro sensor. And then I can come back into sensors and pull out a pitch angles button and place it inside there. But since we're using yaw, I do have to reset this for yaw. And so now if the yaw angle is less than 0, I'll know the robot is strayed into negative numbers and it needs to correct back to the right. And if the yaw angle gets greater than 0, then the robot is strayed into positive numbers and it needs to veer back into the left. To do this, I need a couple of shortest path commands. So I'm going to put one in each half of the block, and I need to set them both to motor C because that is my steering motor. And if it goes to the left, I want it to correct back to the right. To do that, I can change the position. Rather than going to position 0, I want it to correct back to the right just a little bit. So I'm going to set it to 10 degrees. And so if it veers to the left, it'll correct back to the right. And then likewise, if it goes too much to the right, I want it to correct back to the left. But I can't use minus 10 degrees. So I'm actually going to have to go with 360 minus 10, so about 350 degrees. And now the robot will correct back. But the only thing that's missing is the robot is not moving. And so I actually just need to put in a couple of start moving straight commands. And that way the robot will be moving, and then the motor will correct left or right depending on if it's veered left or right from the yaw angle. And so now if I just put this inside the command, it is ready to go. So let's see how it works. As we watch this video again, watch how motor C is wiggling back and forth to keep the robot more or less on a straight path. This is just a quick lesson on how to use the gyro to go straight with the delivery cart. In the next lesson, I'll show you how to create a My Block for the Go Straight program and make the turn also using the gyro.